that just recently was bought by, I think it was China, and then they moved to Mexico. The thing that I like about Trump is Trump will say, well, if you're going to do that, then we're going to tax the products coming back. Because
Absolutely.
he's trying to get this back on the feet.
He's
but
a
you
businessman.
can't. The thing that the people are so divided into this, you know, the kind of, then they are, I hate to call them labels as well, but there's people that understand what's supposed to happen in the country, which I would say are more conservative types. And then you have the liberal type that is like bleeding hearts that wants to pay all this out in bigger and bigger government. There's two like behaviors of people, and I don't, it's really hard to get the people who want big government to hand out everything. It's hard to get them to understand how this is supposed to be.
In my book, I have the story of Daniel Boone. This happened to him. He was in the Virginia legislature, and he went out he was getting votes, and he went to his farmer, and he said, would you vote for me? He said, I wouldn't vote for you if my life depended on it. And Daniel Boone said, why? I'm good. I care about the people. I'm good for the people. He said, you take my money and give it to somebody else, and you don't have that right. He said, if you want to fund charity projects, dig in your own pockets, not in mine.
Yeah.
And Daniel Boone went back to the legislature, and he said, when these bills came up about $10,000 to this widow and $50,000 over here for this, Daniel Boone said, that's not our money to give. That's not our money.
Yeah.
That belongs to the people. We can't give that money away. And they said, tough. He said, if you want to fund that project, do it yourself. How many projects would get funded if these damn congressmen had to reach in their own pocket to fund it?
Oh, it would be a whole different story.
I'm not save the salamander baloney. You know, we'd say, hey, it's a dog eat dog world. If you can't make it, you gotta go. So our government is too big, and we don't have to justify ways to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, they're just stealing it from the people.
10 years ago, they voted to have toll roads in Texas. It was personal. It belonged to a Spanish company.
Yeah.
So all the toll roads were funded by the people and given to a Spanish company to take the wealth.
And then they were supposed to not do the tolls after it paid for, but now it's paid for 10 times over, and they're still tolls.
I lived in Oklahoma. They have an Oklahoma Turnpike. That sucker paid for itself so many years ago. It was unbelievable. Did they lift the toll? No, because it's now a source of revenue. And guess what? We can have another program now. It's lack of education, and it's nowhere to go. It's frustration because look at our governor. Look how frustrated he is.
Yeah.
My God, he's an attorney, a really sharp attorney. He was the Attorney General of Texas, and he can't enforce the government's rules or laws or whatever they are. You can't do it in courts. Courts are the king's courts. I promise you, courts. That's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
But what we have to do is band together, have a force of one, and put pressure. Let's abolish first the Internal Revenue Service from our lives. Let's do that.
I think so. That's a good place to start.
Do you start out with abolishing it in Texas?
I want it gone from everybody, but I think it applies, actually. I think it's part of the regulation of a U.S. government employee, an officer, employee, or appointee of the U.S. government. I think it applies to them. I think they have to fill out, because they get paid, they have to return some. It's a kickback for having pensions, security, and a job from the government. That's where the return comes in. So they have to return some of it. But not you and me. No, I don't want just in Texas. I want across America.
Just in Texas, but I'm just wondering
Well,
about
we should
the
start
incremental
local.
steps you're thinking about, you know.
I want to put this book on the internet. I want it on Facebook, and I want people to buy my book all across this nation. I don't care if they live in China or Russia either. I want people to be aware
it's
of
happening
what the
everywhere.
law is,
Yeah.
and change their beliefs. Very slowly change their beliefs. And the way to change their beliefs is to get a victory, a win.
Mm-hmm.
I do this for my friend Jack Cohen. It was his dream to abolish the IRS in his lifetime, and he died about 5 years ago. I do this for Jack.
I've always said it doesn't really make any difference what the issue is. We just need a victory at the grassroots level, period.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. That's the
Very
truth.
good.
And that's what it's about.
Mhm.
And so, don't poo-pah stuff. Take a little time, buy the damn book. You're automatically a member of the foundation, and that's an ongoing thing, and that's where we can apply pressure. I get those emails. I can send ways to help people help themselves.
And what's your email address?
And how much is the book?
$20, and it's at educationwillsetyoufree.com.
educationwillsetyoufree.com.
Right. That's where it is.
So everybody just start emailing and start learning this so we can make some real significant changes with no blood.
Absolutely.
It's a good plan,
Okay.
but never, never die.
Never die.
You gotta remember